We are in crisis. Black trans women and femmes are in crisis. Undocumented trans women and femmes are in crisis. Trans youth need a future to rely on. As we give acknowledgement to the gender violence that we as trans feminine, trans women, street queens, or other gender non-conforming femmes of color face, let us hold heavy in our hearts the unnamed and unacknowledged deaths of a people who rebelled against gender roles, gender assignment, and all-out gender confinement. This isn't to take away from ever-growing femicide. Numbers of women, cis and trans, being presently herded into the ever-expanding prison industrial complex due to their violent circumstances, reforms, lack of Western man-made documentation, or fighting back against their oppressors. I believe this highlights the long-existing attack on all femininity in general, from that which can produce life to the land and all it creates to sustain us, to the loss of agency of women and femme bodies by predominantly white male legislature and fantasy. Will our movements complement each other? I would hope so. I would hope that all spirits who have ever been bruised and slashed rise up with one another against this growing colonization and nightmarish daily oppressions. The same colonization that we allow to run our schools, the economy, both political and immaterial, which has enslaved our ancestors from Africa and genocided our indigenous ancestors of this land. We must not let them crush our spirits. They are not going to win. This is a fight for our lives. This is a fight for our love. And most importantly, a fight for all our autonomy. When we speak of movements, we hope to center those who face multiple intersecting combinations of oppression, because some of us have got the most to heal from. We can only do so much screaming and riot so much to make our allies and those struggling alongside us deconstruct or unlearn or outgrow their own socialized entitlements and biases against us. For centuries, we have attempted to reclaim our glory, dignity, and cultures, and for centuries, white domination's colonization has declared us savages, devils, uncivilized, because we are simply not them. So why on earth would we ever want to be like them? This othering has been institutionalized, and as pervasive as that indoctrination was, we are still here. We, as gender-expansive people, still exist, despite erasure from the pages of his story, Despite its gendered fascism and despite the violence, material erasure of our lives by the state and settler, revolutionary, colonists alike. Let's think long and diligently about our historical anti-Blackness on Turtle Island and how we as Black people were brought here in chains like packages, propertied for white usage, deculturalized, and stripped of our knowledge, land, language, agency, and that we've only ever had white Western Eurocentric values, standards, its religion, solutions, and gender sense. Once upon a time, some of us were revered and seen as spiritual conduits, but today, because of genocide, assimilation, and violent coercion conformity, the things that we once held as sacred are being killed and demonized. Look at the land commodified. Look at these genders, lines they've drawn on our bodies and on the ground. Look at these violent borders they have imposed upon us. These fictions they've written for us must be torn apart. This culture is not mine. This culture is not ours. This is their shit. And most importantly, some solutions are solutions we chose or explicitly did not consent to for ourselves. While receiving and grieving and reflection are necessary, I want us to consider ongoing liberation in this fight. I want us to think long and hard about what our enemies always were. Let us rage with the wisdom of our ancestors to denounce the legitimacy and power of our enemies through her historical understanding that no one has ever won their freedom and autonomy by asking and begging for it. Solidarity for our sisters and gender rebels we have lost in this fight, and for our sisters and siblings still battling. May the wisdom of our love and rage be with you always. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, bow, hey, bow, 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 hey, bow, 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 And I'll never love, and I'll never see, I'll never be with harmony. So I sold my bones in the crevices of weight like stone. If you wait for me, let's take them down, brick by brick. One by one, let's burn this shade. I can count on you to let me down. Won't see the red roses or the loneliness drown. I frown to know, and smile dead. Who cares? I forget your last words said. Let's take them down, brick by brick. One by one, let's burn this shade. Let's take them down, brick by brick. One by one, let's burn this shade. My heart's alive, all your compassion will I lead him on, or will I leave her soul? How many will I My mind let's take them down. Rig by rig. One by word. Let's burn this shit. Let's take them down. Rig by rig. Let's burn this shit.
Hey.